Pleasant. Good evening and welcome to Cloud.Nine. It's Christmas Eve, yeah. On ACT on The Voice, I am Sheldon Yearwood and thank you for joining us. Like my flowers, they gave me flowers. I don't know why that's very disturbing. It's very disturbing. They're nice flowers, but it's very disturbing. But thank you nevertheless. Of course, we are in the Christmas spirit. Are you not feeling the Christmas spirit? Are you not? Are you? Rodney, are you? Yes? Josh, are you? Nobody? Are you? All right, well, I am. So, of course, we're here. This is our special, our Christmas special, and it begins actually a couple hours after Cloud.Nine at 8 p.m. right here on ACT and The Voice. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. You've been seeing the promos for the past few weeks, and a lot of great feedback from you, our wonderful viewing audience. So it begins at 8 p.m. tonight. So make sure, sit down with your popcorn, your black cake minus the rum, your sorrel minus the liqueur and all that stuff drama. We're keeping it nice and clean. Good. But first, I want to touch on some stuff that has been happening in the media lately, happening in the news rather. And one of them, people have been elated over the 100 kilometers per hour. Yes, speed limit is now in effect. It is law. But something happened recently, and it's something I've been warning about for the past few months leading up to this legalization, or the increase rather, to 100 kilometers per hour. Let's go to our Wise Up segment at this time, and I'll tell you more of what I'm referring to. All right, so it was just a couple of days ago that the law now is 100 kilometers per hour, and people were elated about it. But something happened recently by the Niagara site, and it brings me back to my point that it's not so much about the speed limit, but the mindset or the culture. There must be a cultural shift rather in the thinking of drivers on our nation's road. Let's just get this footage up. This actually took place. I'm just going to show you the video. Right, this took place in the vicinity of the Diwali Nagar, broad daylight, as you can see. And from what I understand, based on the report, it involved two vehicles. Of course, usual thing, trying to overtake, and one ended up in the middle, one ended up on the other side. It was the southbound lane. I'm not sure to the extent of the injuries, but again, it is attributed to speeding. Now, that being said, whether, and I'm going to say it again, whether we increase it to 100, whether 220, to 300, or like a jet, it doesn't even matter. Because we are, I've said it time and time again, a very lawless society. And people will take advantage of the law whenever they can, however they can. And until we reach a point where we understand that there are repercussions to your nonsense, then therefore it will not change. So it starts from a form of educating the public more than just giving the public what they want. Because what happens when you give a spoiled child what they want? They actually, more times than less, act even more spoiled. So you have a bunch of spoiled children driving up and down the highway. And all we do, as our great legislators will do time and time again, is just give them what they want. And they become more and more spoiled. And when something becomes really spoiled, it gets rotten. And rotten fruit cannot help anybody. So at the end of the day, to our lovely government and all those who are involved in the process of legalizing, I hear you, but there must be an education process. And again, it starts from here. Right? So again, we are in the Christmas week. This is the rush. It's going to increase this week. Trust me. We already heard that government workers getting paid on the 21st and all of that. So you know people will be more on the road trying to get their last minute shopping going. And it's going to be a rush. So we need to be mindful of these things. And I'm imploring, I'm pleading with the public. And taxi drivers, don't get me wrong, you all are even more guilty than some of the private drivers. Please take your time. It is 100. You beg, you cry like a spoiled brat. Okay, now that the government has done what you asked, all we are asking the law-abiding citizens is to adhere to the law of 100 kilometers per hour, right? So we won't have much rotten fruit on the road. Okay, thank you so very much. We really do appreciate your time and, of course, your patience. Good. Let's take a break and come back. We're going to stick with we're going to go with another topic, rather, and it's concerning drinking for the Christmas season. Again, I don't know which spirit we seem to be embracing when it comes to Christmas. It's about the Holy Spirit and the Spirit of God, but another spirit tends to take over in many households and many bars and many different places during the Christmas season, and of course after as well. You know what? We'll deal with that after the break right here on Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. We'll be right back.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
That's right, people. It's that time of year again, and we here at ACT and The Voice have got you covered. All your favorite Christmas music and movies every day.
Wait, did you say every day?
Jingle bell.
Yes, every day. Tune into ACT and The Voice as we spread the good news of the true meaning of Christmas. No one does Christmas like us. ACTN, the voice of Christmas.
We are taking you to higher heights in 2018. Yes, that's right. Cloud.Nine is going live at 5. The show that makes you smile will have you smiling even more as we're coming to you from 5 p.m. Mondays to Fridays right here on ACT and The Voice. Get ready for liftoff.
We're bringing Christmas to you with all your favorite artists. Don't miss Bring the Rhythm Christmas, Monday 18th December to Friday 22nd December, 8 p.m. nightly, live on ACTN, the voice of Christmas.
All right, and welcome back to Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. I am Sheldon Yearwood. Oh, thank you so very much. He gave me a golden ball. Ah! Like me. Yes, I'm golden. I'm golden. I'm a son of the king. God, thank you, Nicholas. Such a... No, it's mine. It's mine. Clean up your heart for Christmas. Anyway, right. So as you can see, we're getting things ready for tonight for the Bring the Rhythm Christmas special. Begins at 8 p.m. And you're going to see all of your favorite gospel ministers tonight at 8 o'clock. We have about 4 of them tonight, and every night like about 3 or 4. Just tune in. Trust me, it's going to be amazing ministry from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Yeah, to 9:30 p.m. But anyhow, to truly enjoy the season, we have to make sure that our heart is clean. You know what I'm saying? And that is a problem for many people. Let's go to our Let's Chat segment. I'm going to touch on a very sore topic for many people, but it must be addressed. Let's go now to Let's Chat. All right, and welcome back. So the whole issue of alcohol consumption. I'm not going to go too much into the introduction, just to say this. It is debated time and time again about the use of alcohol. It is debated about, if you should put rum in black cake, and if you should do this, and if you should that. Even believers sometimes get into this argument about the use of alcohol in Christmas season. I say it like this. You have to know which spirit is leading you. All right? We have to also understand when it comes to alcoholic beverages, it is a spirit you're dealing with. When you could argue it, you can bring all the science, all the research. It is a spirit that you're dealing with. And you have to ask yourself the question, within your own space, which spirit is leading you. And it's more than just being an alcoholic, because I've always said it, the whole issue about alcohol drinking is that it opens up a door for different things. So you may not be an alcoholic in one breath, but therefore it may open a door for something else. And this is where you have to be very, very mindful where consumption of alcohol is concerned. Right? So you would have seen me on a couple of occasions right here on Cloud.Nine actually air a video called Demon in a Bottle. I'm not showing that one today. What I am going to show you, since we like to deal with science, we want to talk about science, and the idea, God is the greatest scientist. So this video speaks more about the scientific facts about alcohol consumption and how it can be damaging to you. Please sit back, enjoy, take some notes, and then I'll give my little synopsis afterwards. Take a listen.
It may be legal, but it is still a drug. Be safe, be sensible, know your limit. Alcohol is a drug too. Think before you drink. Your body belongs to you. The purpose of this presentation is to help you understand the impact that alcohol has on your brain and the damage it can do. Our goal is to provide you with information which will enable you to make informed choices in relation to safe alcohol consumption. Did you know? Healthy people metabolize alcohol at a fairly consistent rate. As a rule of thumb, a person will eliminate one standard drink or 10 mils of alcohol per hour. And remember, it's not how many drinks you have, but how much alcohol you consume. Several factors influence this rate, including gender, age, height, weight, general health, the presence of food in the stomach, the concentration of alcohol in the drink, and prescription or illicit drugs taken by the person. It's the blood alcohol concentration, or BAC, which is the key to why we are affected by alcohol. Basically, your blood alcohol concentration is the relationship between the total amount of alcohol in your system divided by total body water, because alcohol is dissolved and diluted in water. So that's also why drinking lots of water with any alcohol consumption is a really good thing. The BAC and the effects of alcohol go up when the body is taking in alcohol faster than it can metabolize it. For example, if you binge drink and consume a 750ml bottle of rum or 3 bottles of wine, that's around 26 standard drinks, between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., your body will need until sometime around 6 p.m. the next day to process and get rid of the alcohol. And that's why driving or operating equipment the next day is not only illegal, but just crazy, particularly when you consider what this is doing to your brain. Let me explain. Alcohol enters the body and ends up in the stomach, at which point about 20% is absorbed immediately, and the other 80% is absorbed in the small intestine. The heart then pumps the absorbed alcohol to every part of the body, including the central nervous system, which consists of the brain and spinal cord, and it gets to the brain really fast. So that's why even after just one drink, you can feel lightheaded or relaxed. Alcohol acts primarily on the nerve cells within the brain and interferes with communication between nerve cells and all other cells, slowing everything down. And that's why when we drink even a little, we experience the effects of alcohol on our emotions, judgment, balance, memory, speech, and anger levels, just to name a few. Did you know that your brain is still developing until you're around 20 to 25? So we need to be really careful because alcohol can do some irreversible damage to various parts of our brains. For example, drinking affects the cerebral cortex, which controls our senses, and inhibitory centers, which is why when you drink, you become more talkative, more self-confident, and less socially inhibited. It also controls our thought processes, so alcohol affects our ability to make good judgment or think clearly. The brain's frontal lobes are important for planning, forming ideas, making decisions, and using self-control. So when alcohol affects the frontal lobes of the brain, you may find it hard to control emotions and urges, and you may act without thinking, and even sometimes become violent or act completely out of character. Does this sound familiar? The cerebellum is important for coordination, thinking, and being aware. So again, you may have trouble with these skills when alcohol affects the cerebellum. That's why people affected by alcohol sometimes can't walk properly or lose their balance and fall. The hippocampus is the part of the brain where memories are made. So when alcohol reaches the hippocampus, you may have trouble remembering something you just heard, or even worse, have a blackout and not be able to remember what you did last night. If alcohol damages the hippocampus, you may find it hard to learn or remember things in the future. The hypothalamus is a small part of the brain that does an amazing number of the body's housekeeping chores. After a person drinks alcohol, blood pressure, hunger, thirst, and the urge to urinate increases, while body temperature and heart rate decreases. And finally, the medulla controls the body's automatic actions, such as your heartbeat. It also keeps the body at the right temperature. Because alcohol chills the body, drinking a lot of alcohol outdoors in cold weather can cause a person's body temperature to fall below normal. This dangerous condition is called hypothermia. Your body belongs to you. Get the facts. Alcohol is unsafe for the developing brain. Alcohol can damage your brain forever. The long-term functioning and health of your brain depends on the choices you make today. Your responsible attitude toward alcohol can have a positive influence on your friends and family. Your body belongs to you. Take care of it. It's the only one you have.
All right, welcome back. So I hope you had your pen and paper out and you were taking some notes as to the dangers of course, consumption of alcohol, particularly in heavy doses. Again, I know the jury's out on that, and people love to debate and even misuse the scriptures to defend why they should and shouldn't drink and how much and all of that. But the facts are facts. Now, again, you have natural facts and you have supernatural facts. I tend to lean towards the supernatural facts because you could stand on those. You can't always stand on the natural facts. They can be a bit skewed at times. So at the end of the day, remember, and I never forgot this incident that took place with me several years ago. And this is not to take a shot at us as believers, but we need to be real with ourselves sometimes. Now, Christmas, as we know, we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, God coming to earth in the flesh, and we know the significance of it. It is a solemn time of celebration. The significance of it is one that's very spiritual. And I remember one time I was traveling with a Hindu taxi driver. Right? And we need to understand how people see things. And I didn't have my car back then. And we were just, chatting about media and that kind of thing, And he said, well, I want to tell you something. He said, I'm a little confused. I said, what are you confused about? He said, when we have Wali and so forth, we just stop doing this and stop doing that because, the spiritual aspect of their religious, that religious day or that celebration rather for them. That's Diwali. And he says, I don't understand something. We stopped doing things to celebrate Diwali. He said, why as Christians they just want to drink and get on so? Now remember, Christian is a broad term, but hear what I'm saying? He said, why does they want to drink and do this and do that for the Christmas season when it's supposed to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ? Now, that stuck with me since that day because believers, and I like to differentiate the two. Believers and Christians, very different. And what you find happening is that believers as well doing the same thing. And they are making the celebration of Christmas a fete. Party, lime, and have a good time. No, nobody still have a good time. And have your get together and your fun and your music and your food and all of that. But when it comes to a place whereby you are losing yourself, that you have to drink to enjoy the season, then something's wrong. And that's the point I'm making. We are losing touch with what the season is really about amidst the celebration, right? So I'm asking all, be very, very mindful of when you celebrate the season. Remember what our country is going through right now. And even more than the last few years, we need the light of God in Trinidad and Tobago. We need his light, and they're going to see that light emanating in a magnificent way. Now, you see this set going up already? I'm sure you've seen different shots. It's going to be really, really fabulous tonight on ACT and The Voice for our program this evening at 8 p.m. And you're going to see just a snippet of what this season is really all about in terms of what the celebration's supposed to be about. About him, not about us, and how good we feel, but how good we can make him feel when he sees that we're doing everything unto him and his glory. All right? So trust me, we need to get back to basics. We need to get back to basics in Trinidad and Tobago and across the world in how we celebrate Christmas. Let's take a short and come back. We have more for you right here on Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Reverend Valerie Ramkalawan from the Christ Approved Revival Tabernacle. You can tune on every first and last Wednesday of the month on ACT and The Voice. And I'm there 10:30 p.m. 15 minutes, you can tune on and you can be filled with the word of the Lord. Come on and be a part of this station in Jesus' name. God bless you.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Welcome to the new season of Football 101. I am your host, Joshua DeMatos.
Well, it's time for your weekly football news update. I love you, Messi.
Unfortunately, kiss the badge, kiss the badge. Oh, what's that?
Welcome to this edition of The Interview, and as you can see, I'm not alone on the set. I have Marcus, a Liverpool fan, and I have Shakir.
And welcome back to Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. As we get ready, the countdown is on for Bring the Rhythm Christmas special beginning at 8 p.m. right here on ACT and The Voice. Stay tuned, stay locked in. And I was reading a story. Before we go to the video, I want to touch on two things in silver lining today, so bear with me. One of them, I was looking at a newspaper article of this lady. Actually, there were about 25 families or thereabout that have been displaced. They're living under tents. There's one lady who was highlighted in The Guardian where she is under a staircase with her children. Now, I am not saying that there are certain circumstances surrounding the story that, leaves a lot to be desired. And yes, some better decisions could have been made by the mother of, I think it's 5 or 6 children and thereabout. But I'm looking at some of these comments, some of these very dark comments in a time again where we're looking for solutions, where we have to be the light. And I have to ask myself the question, how many of these comments would have come from those individuals who's supposed to understand that the God that we serve is not a God that condemns. He doesn't condemn. Even when he highlights the wrong that you do, it's not to condemn you, it is to help you move forward. And some of these comments were really, really harsh. And I want to use this week, whether it be on this program, whether it be on Bring the Rhythm this week, to really highlight some of these cases for you, whereby we can find some way, generate some support for many of these families that are displaced for this Christmas season. There are about 25 I heard about. This one, the lady is living on the staircase. Her youngest child, I think, is 4. And yes, I know the circumstances could have been avoided, but how do we respond now? And you realize that I'm using the word respond and not react. Because something that we do in this country a lot is that when we get all up in our emotions, we react and not respond. I ask myself the question, what would be our fate today if it is God had decided to react every time we act the fool? Yes, I went there. What would be his what would happen if he had reacted every time we did something wrong, or we fell short of his glory, which is perfect, what would happen? You know what? We will all be dead. There'll be no Christmas to celebrate. There will be nothing, because none of us are perfect, right? So all I'm saying is that before we react with these negative comments, as much as you will want to, if you want to use the word, scold her for her mistakes, how do we now find necessary resources to help her now in this situation? Because we can be against her how much we want. At the end of the day, there are 5, let's say 3 children who need support. They are innocent in all of this. So we're supposed to take, turn our cheek a bit to her and focus now on the children. Take out your own eye, as they say. And these are some of the issues that we are facing in this country. And that is why it is you find that we are in a position whereby we are in today, where it is so dark. And the darkness starts from within. It's only dark on the outside because of the inside dark, If the inside of us were some level of light and hope, then the outside reflect the same thing. And I want us to remember that this Christmas season, and tonight's show at 8 o'clock will help us. I know it's going to help us remember what Christmas is really all about on the Bring the Rhythm at 8 p.m. Let me take you now to this clip in our Silver Lining segment. It's a blast from the past from Boys to Men.
Now, we know you are superbly talented with vocal harmonies. We wonder if you'd be able to maybe take us to the break with a little Christmassy carol thing.
Sure.
Just, I know I'm throwing this on you. Anything at all? Any Christmassy?
Okay. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright.
All right, so there you have it, Boys to Men, of course, edition of Silent Night, just one of the many classics from the quartet back in the day. Yes, you don't hear much about them anymore, but it's just not around anymore. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we have so much for you right here on Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. We'll be right back.
It's beginning to look a lot like
That's right, people. It's that time of year again, and we here at ACT and The Voice have got you covered. All your favorite Christmas music and movies every day.
Wait, did you say every day?
Jingle bell.
Yes, every day. Tune into ACT and The Voice as we spread the good news of the true meaning of Christmas. No one does Christmas like us. ACTN, the voice of Christmas.
We are taking you to higher heights in 2018. Yes, that's right. Cloud.Nine is going live at 5. The show that makes you smile will have you smiling even more as we're coming to you from 5 p.m. Mondays to Fridays right here on ACT and The Voice. Get ready for liftoff.
We're bringing Christmas to you with all your favorite artists. Don't miss Bring the Rhythm Christmas, Monday 18th December to Friday 22nd December, 8 p.m. nightly, live on ACTN, the voice of Christmas.
right, welcome back to Cloud.Nine on ACTN, The Voice, and I've been saying for the past 30-something minutes there about this set is going to be transformed even further in a couple hours, less than a couple hours rather, as we have a Bring the Rhythm Christmas special starting off at 8 p.m. We have a host of guests coming. I don't know if should I jump the gun now and say who some of them are? Wait until 8 o'clock, guys. Should I say? I gotta wait. Okay, so we gotta unwrap it slowly. Don't tear up the paper. You know, you gotta do some finesse. You gotta tear. Yeah, right. People don't do that. So I won't say who, but trust me. You have a friend on set. Hey, say something now. Just shout. Say hey. Say hey. B. C. D.
We inside.
E. F.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
Mr. A.
Inside.
Mr. Is it the one radio? What's called it? What? Nah, that one next name was called it. Mr. T. Is Mr. T? Mr. T. Where you get that from?
Yeah. Well, it's a Hebrew word and it means to healer.
Ah, yeah.
To heal on music.
The man going on Hebrew from here.
Highest praise.
All right. So we see you later?
Later, for sure. We inside.
It's a Marcus Romero right there. It's ATN, The Voice. And you know, this is truly is going to be an epic evening. We're going to have a whole set of people coming on board. I'm just going to call initial of one. D. Nah, that could be anybody. I know. I ain't got to know. D. Right. So look out for that right here on the Cloud.Nine. See Marcus on here. He here early. You really like him, but you can so early rich. All right. So let me touch on two things quickly. Another story that I saw, and it goes back to the whole point about the hope what that Christmas brings. And I want us to keep this woman in prayer. We don't have a picture of her, but actually one of her daughter. I will probably show it tomorrow, God's willing. This was the murder-suicide that took place recently, whereby this lady was shot outside her friend's party, I believe it was. And after the police went to the individual's home, the gentleman, he shot himself before they broke down the door, right? The mother made a statement, and it's a statement that only prayer can really bring healing to this mother. They've been warning the daughter for several years to stay away from him. It did not happen. It seems as though he has a serious rep. It is as long as my arm. He has a track record for being violent. And they warned him many times to stay away from him, do not go near him. It's not going to augur well for her in the future, right? But it persisted. They ended up having a child together. Long story short, she tried breaking it off. He followed her to her friend's birthday party, shot her in her foot, threw her in the car, and then at another location, I believe, shot her in her face. When the police got to his home, shot. And the mother said this. This is based on the article that I read. She said, I am truly going to enjoy Christmas. Right? No, sorry. No. She said, I will always love Jesus. She said, I will always love Jesus, but I will never enjoy Christmas again. That's it for me. I'm done. Her last quote, based on the newspaper report, she said, I'm done. It is hard to lose a loved one, period. It's hard. But to lose a loved one at this time, particularly if you celebrate the season, it will be even harder. I know, I've been there, because I lost my mother on Christmas Eve. Circumstances are very different, but there's that pain of the loss. So for many years, and I'm saying this because I'm hoping that someone who knows the family is listening, and even more so, I'm hopeful, because I'm going to talk about it again tomorrow, God's willing, briefly, all right? I'm hoping that the mother is listening. And hear me very carefully. I know losing someone, particularly how you would have lost your daughter, at this time of year is not easy. But there's a lesson that God wants you to learn and grow and blossom from this. I don't know what that is. It took me years to find out what mine was. And it's this same season of hope that God used every year since my mother's death in 2000 to show me who is the light and how to follow that light. He used the same season of his birth to bring death to the many things that kept me back from going forward. Let me say it again, because that just flowed. That was purely Holy Spirit. He used his life to put the end or death to things that would have kept me from moving forward. And there's something that God will use in this season of your daughter's passing to bring life to, but also to put death to, things that probably that he wants you to see or to grow or to build from. I don't know what it is, but don't rush the grieving process. Trust me, because again, it took me years. Allow yourself to grieve, but in the same breath, while you're grieving, ask God, what am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from this? So the time will come when you will be able to once again enjoy the Christmas season and enjoy what it brings and enjoy what it means. It's not going to happen overnight. But I'm saying to you right now, we are going to keep you in our prayer. It is very unfortunate what happened. Many people would have won. And this is a message, again, and everyone, and the mother said very openly, it's a message for all young ladies out there in terms of the selection process of companion. There were many red flags. From what I understand with the story, there were many red flags as to the nature of this gentleman. And these red flags were ignored, I guess, time and time again. And I'm saying this to all women out there, please do not ignore the red flags. There's a reason why they call them red flags. Red is very bright. It's a very bright color. It's kind of hard to miss. So when you see these red flags, it is to run. Why do you think they wave red flags at bulls in Spain? Because they're attracted to it, and you know what happens. Do not see red flags waving and you're seeing the bulls coming and you decide to jump in front of the bulls. This ain't Spain. This ain't Spain. So it's really, really unfortunate. And I'm really, really praying for the mother that she finds healing. This is the best time to find healing. And let me tell you something again before we take the break. The reason why I'm saying that, I'm praying that someone who knows her, or someone who, anyone, if she's listening, mark my word, every year around this time, God is going to do something. Either he will send someone in your life, he's going to show you something, he speak to you in dreams, something significant will happen every time around this year to build you and to help you grow. I can guarantee you that, because it was on the 29th of December, years after, that I had my encounter with God. And when I had my encounter with God, that was when my whole life changed and I got saved. Just, you could say, 6 days after, if you look at the time frame, 24th, 29th. And that was several years after. It was almost 12 years after. But it was around the same Christmas season. And every Christmas season since then, something significant happens in my life. The same will happen for you. And that's what ACTN is all about. That is what Cloud.Nine is about. It's about giving hope, about being salt and light in different ways. And this is just my little way of giving you some, some advice that God laid upon my heart for you. I saw the story and I want to talk about it. And I don't want you losing hope on what this season is, because to love him but lose faith in the season where we celebrate him, it is going to affect your growth moving forward. As I said, I'm not saying cut short the grieving process, but allow God to speak to you during the grieving process. I really hope you're hearing me. I'm hoping that maybe a loved one is hearing me, that you can pass on the information. If you wish to call to speak, one of us at ACTN The Voice, we are open. I am open to speak with you based on my own experiences. And, let us really, really be there for you in any way that we possibly can. Right? And I'm asking all in the nation, because I know the story has been making waves all over social media. I'm asking everyone at this time, in whatever way you can, to keep this family in prayer keep the children of her child, there's a son involved in prayer, and let us remember what this thing is all about. Let's take a break, and we come back. We're going to kind of wrap things up right here on Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice.
This is Apostle Judy Karim of the Greater Love Christian Center, inviting you to join us every second and last Tuesday of the month on ACTN The Voice, as we bring to you the Word of God that will challenge you, bless you, and take you into your greatest life ever. All right, welcome back to Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. I am Sheldon Yearwood. Just about a few minutes before we kind of wrap things up here on the program. Remember, it will be, you can see, within an hour or so, we're going to begin our live and alive Bring the Rhythm, 5 days today until Friday. All of your favorite gospel ministers will be right here on set to minister to you. Yes, nowhere else, no, only here, only on channel, yeah, yes, ACT and The Voice, Salt and Light, yes, right here, and it starts at 8 p.m. You all want to know who? I can't tell you who. And I remember the set, we are still working on this. I want to thank, the guys, Nicholas and Josh and the whole team, Rodney, for doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes in putting together the set for this evening. It's going to be a spectacular night of ministry. The One Movement Band. Yes, the One Movement Band is band or just one movement? One movement. They will also be ministering as well every night as a prelude to the event at 8 p.m. So you can look out for that very one right out of Living Word, birthed, you could say, out of Living Word. And thanks to all of the members of the church and all those who have been supporting that group. I must say, just to stick a pin, it was really an honor writing. I'm not sure much of you all may know about One Movement, but they have been growing nicely. This is under, of course, Joshua and Renata and the whole team. And I had the honor of writing a paper on their ministry. We had to do a paper on a youth ministry. And I opted not to do one from my church. I opted to do one from another church. And I saw it fitting to do because I actually saw, more or less the birthing of that ministry. And I'm really, really proud of what they've been doing. And in writing the paper, I'm really realizing how many of these youth ministries are undervalued in Trinidad and Tobago. Like One Movement, we have Vibe, and that's why I said we as a Tunapuna, but there are so many youth ministries that are not really getting the sort of airplay recognition that they deserve. And in writing that paper on One Movement, I really realized how, magnificent this particular group is. So this is Joshua and his team, and they'll be ministering every night as a prelude to the event at 8 p.m. So look out for that and continue to keep them in your prayer. All right. So that being said, we're almost at the end of our program this evening. Remember, it's at 8 p.m. Bring the Rhythm Christmas special, 8 p.m. to 9:30 7:30 p.m. right here on ACTN The Voice. If you have any comments, any requests you'd like to make, you can do so through our Facebook page, even Twitter as well. Twitter as well, guys. Twitter, Instagram, you just log on. Not Twitter. Okay, so only on Facebook. And you can send us your messages, any requests. Maybe there's a particular artist you'd like to see on the set. We will try our best and get them here for you. We can make it happen. Yes, it's ACTN The Voice. We can do anything up in here. We can, right? Yeah. Good. Right, so I'm taking Rodney word for it. So we can do anything. We will make it happen because we have the Holy Ghost with us. Once you have God on your side, you're good to go. You know? Can't stop you like a rushing wind. Yeah. Oh, and thank you for the flowers again, guys. I really appreciate it. It's so lovely. I would have preferred, you know, some ham or some homemade bread or something, but I can't eat this. Come now. So you're going to bring ham, I think, tonight? Or no, I'm just saying, you just give me this dry flowers here. Come on. I mean, it's nice, but I'm hungry. It's evening time. Mr. Said, Mom, give me some tea now. No juice, nothing. No ginger beer, nothing. Anyhow, I'll bring more own food. 8 o'clock. That's all right. So we're going to wrap things up with the Blackman family. Well, Eldon Blackman to be exact. When it comes to Christmas time in Trinidad and Tobago and gospel music, you cannot have Christmas and music without the Blackmans. Yeah? So we're going to end up. Now, this song, to me, is one of the more fitting Christmas-themed songs for the Christmas season, but it hardly gets airplay. I mean, real. When I say it is hardly played, and as far as I'm concerned. And this is Eldon Blackman. It's called This Christmas. I truly love this song, and I wanted to play it in church by a Sunday. I think I actually did. Yeah, I played a piece of it because it truly represents what Christmas should be, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but all around the world. So again, tonight at 8 p.m., just 1 hour from now, you don't want to miss it. Bring the Rhythm Christmas special on ACTN The Voice. Mwah! Flowers.
Hi, oh, oh, oh. I hope you're loving, and I hope you're sharing. I hope you're loving this Christmas. I hope you're loving, and I hope you're caring. I hope you're loving this Christmas. The things that you didn't do, the things that you didn't say for the past year. Opportunity and do something right. Take this opportunity to speak the truth. Oh, 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 oh. I hope you're loving, and I hope you're sharing. I hope you're loving this Christmas. I hope you're loving, and I hope you're giving. I hope you're hey, 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 hey. To love, receiving the gift of the Holy Spirit to carry on, sharing peace, understanding, and joy to the world. Oh, 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 oh. I hope you're loving, and I hope you're sharing. I hope you're loving this Christmas. I hope you're giving, and I hope you're caring. I hope you're loving. Ay, 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 ay.